Peter Obi is not so bad. Reno Omokri admits days to 2023 presidential election. Wow, can you imagine? So Reno Omokri has acknowledged now that Peter Obi is not so bad. This guy has been going back and forth just like FFK and ख़aràm. I pity all these people, man. So this is how they can say something and swallow it and come back again. Because he has been attacked by all and sundry, both home and abroad. He's trying to retrace his steps. Can you imagine? So Peter Obi is no longer bad. I remember that Peter Obi, Omokri, and Atiku and Kwakwanso were all in PDP with Wike. Okay, until they did the fraudulent primaries that they did that made Peter Obi to leave. Kwakwanso had to leave. Okay, and now because Peter Obi became a force under Labour Party, this Reno has been blasting Peter Obi left, right, and center. Forgot their friendship when they were together in PDP. Okay, now after blasting him at just few days to election, having seen that it's difficult to pull Peter Obi down or pull the Obidients supporters down, okay, he's now coming back to say Peter Obi is not so bad. Now wow for these people, I fear will not fear them. Former presidential AD Reno Omokri has acknowledged that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is not entirely a bad person. Okay, it was understood that Omokri has always criticized the former governor of Anambra State and his supporters, popularly known as the Obidients, via his social media pages. However, just a few days before the 2023 presidential election, Omokri said Obi is not so bad, but that the behavior of his supporters are what people should be worried about. Can you imagine? Who tells you make you worry? According to him, the Obidients are unnecessarily aggressive and the fears, okay, what will become of the nation should their candidate becomes Nigeria's next president. Can you imagine? Omokri tweeted, Obidients are a cost to Obi. The man himself is not so bad. But with the behavior of Obidients, you are afraid of what will become of Nigeria if power gets to their hand. Many are just unnecessarily and, scarily aggressive. Okay? May power never get to their hands. Now lie. Nigeria need to understand that Omokri is a staunch supporter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. In another post, while commenting on the attitude of the supporters of the Labour Party presidential candidate, Omokri wrote, the Obedient movement is more suited for war than politics. In fact, it is a misnomer to call it a movement. It is a militancy, with few exceptions. The difference between the Obedient movement and Boko Haram is ideology. Both want to use force to have their way. Can you imagine what this man is saying? Omokri. Now, wow. The Obedient movement has benefited me more than Peter Obi. They have alienated Obi from other Nigerians and rendered him electorally inconsequential. Can you imagine? But they have given more engagement on every social media platform and exploded my bank account. Thank you, guys. Can you imagine? So I'm sure that all he has been doing is just because of the social media investment, how he makes money on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That is what I see. Okay? So he's coming out now to say that Peter Obi is not bad, but the behavior of the Obidients. Why are the Obidients aggressive? Because everybody is tired of PDP and APC of 24 years of misrule. Okay? Everybody is tired. When you have been intimidated and captivated for very long years, you wished you could be liberated, but you could not. Any slight opportunity you see, you are not going to take it lightly. You will use the last life in you to get liberated. And that is what the Obidients are doing. Okay, PDP and APC, they have both dominated Nigerians for so long, and Nigerians can no longer bear the stress, bear the problem that these two parties have plunged Nigeria into. Okay, and I tell you, what Obidients are doing is just like fighting for freedom. Freedom does not come cheap. freedom does not come free. Okay, even though they call it freedom, freedom is never free. You fight for it. So that's why these guys are very aggressive. And they are not aggressive physically, they are aggressive in their ideology to ensure that there is that awareness everywhere, to ensure that everything works in such a way that both PDP and APC are voted out of power and retired from politics. That is what is happening. If you look at the movement, obedient movement, you see that they are mainly the youths. And you know, generally the youths are the strength of a nation. That is where the maximum energy is located and deposited. So when they're expending that energy, you don't expect the youth to expend energy like old men that are old and feeble. You don't expect the youth to disperse energy like young children that are just growing and do not have the strength. So when the youth says this is what it is, everybody needs to listen. Okay? And over 90 to 95% of the Obidient supporters are youth. So you are not expecting to have a mild reaction, a mild energy being dissipated. Okay? And coupled with the fact that whose destiny is at stake here? The youths. The destiny of the youths of this country have been so relegated and destroyed that nobody wants to take it lightly anymore. It's not about the children for now who are still growing, and it's not about the old people who have retired and probably not more in service. It's about the youth, the destiny of the youth. And they are taking their destinies in their own hands. They don't want to leave it again for PDP and APC. That is the truth. So, and even this Reno Omokri is still a youth. But it's unfortunate that his own idea is driven by his political interests under PDP. And again, without reasoning, he's insulting Peter Obi every day and night. And this is somebody they were both whining and dining under PDP when Peter Obi was in PDP. It's quite unfortunate. I wonder how Omokri will come back to this country after now, whether Peter Obi loses or wins. I wonder the kind of face he will put up any time he comes, whether he will even come to Nigeria again. Because I'm sure any day he comes to Nigeria, there will be a protest to pick him up at the airport. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah? So now, after blasting Peter Obi left, right, and center, saying every bad thing against him, he's coming out to say Peter Obi is not bad at all. That is just the behavior of the Obidients. Comparing Obidients to B0K0 Ĥaràm. Can you imagine that kind of comparison? That is an insult. B0K0 Ĥarām's ideology is something different from the Obidients' ideology. Okay, so why are you now comparing, because both of them are militant? This militancy, the same militancy that B0K0 Ĥarām is exhibiting is the militancy that Obidients are exhibiting. How? How can you compare Obidients to militants? This is, in fact, I think somebody will ask Omokri to tender apology to the Obidients on this note. That is the way I see it. Somebody will ask him to tender apology on this note. You cannot compare Obidients to B0K0 ख़arām. They are not, they are far apart. Okay? While Obidients are trying to see how they can institute a good government for the Nigeria to be a better place for everyone, B0K0 ख़arām people are selfish and causing havoc for their own selfish interest. Okay, what is B0K0 ख़arām? That Western education is an abomination. So what does that mean? They are a group of jihadists trying to Islamize Nigeria. So how can you compare both groups? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm sure somebody will tell Omokri to tender apology over this statement to the Obidients and to the entire Nigerian youths. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.